What's up, guys? Steve's RC here for another interesting RC video. Today we've got some RC construction on the channel. Many of you know that I'm into some of this stuff. I've got some of my own Tamiya trucks I've built, and I really enjoy the construction stuff, although I don't get out there and play with them that much. I just love the way they look on some of the Tamiya trailers. This is a 1/14 front loader. They call it metal or alloy, but it is not all metal, and most of it is metal, and it's much more durable than, say, a toy front loader. This is what I would call kind of that hobby grade where you can replace things. You can replace all the components on board, buy new tires, that sort of thing. Of course, you have to buy parts from Laegendary, or in the case of this type of product, you can get things from Hyuna and various other brands that have rebranded this exact unit. I like this one because the scheme on it just looks mean compared to the yellow and black Caterpillar style. So this one I ordered directly from the folks at Laegendary. Went to their website. I'll put the link in the description. I don't get any affiliate fee money from them, but bought it from them. I actually had a little bit of a problem in shipping. The box came pretty badly damaged. There was a hole through the front of the box, and part of the shipping styrofoam was knocked out. And you can actually see the tire from the front of the box, which was kind of disappointing considering I was going to give this to my father for Christmas, but I just don't feel right giving him a box that is badly damaged. So I reached out to them and they said, hey, check in the box, see if it's all good, let us know. So I did that today, right before filming this video, and obviously this thing runs fine. There's no damage, but I can't give my dad a broken box. So I reached out to them and said, hey, if you guys give me a discount or take care of this in some way, I'll buy another one and keep this one for myself and give one to my dad. Anyway, I'll let you know how that goes in the description box if you care to find out the saga of the customer support and see how good they are at Laegendary. We'll see what they do. Again, this is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money just to show you guys, and because I love this kind of stuff. I think it's a super cool part of RC that not many of us standard car and truck and plane and heli guys are into. It's definitely on the niche side, but I do love it. So getting started here, out of the box, you're going to get your radio. You're going to get two of these lithium ion batteries. These are two 7.4 volt, very low C rating, 3C, 2000 milliamp lithium ion packs. And they're going to come with a star plug, Dean's plug, T plug, whatever you want to call it, as well as a pretty standard balance lead. That's the XH balance lead. Those are in the box. You get two of them. You also are going to get chains for the rear tire. This will be like tire chains here. I think it's a kind of a cool little add-on. You can do it in the snow, which I kind of can't wait to plow some snow with this. It's not quite cold enough yet. You're also going to get two USB chargers. Now these work through the balance lead, as you can see. So plug it into your phone charger block, your computer, whatever you have. I even have outlets in my house with USB plugs now because I'm fancy. But you can charge that. Now you're going to charge it very slow, but with this type of battery, you can charge it on a regular lithium ion, lithium polymer charger. So I'll be setting this up on my Spectrum smart charger. And to be honest, I'm going to convert off this plug because I don't have these plugs. I don't use them for anything. It's 2020. I'm going to choose to run the Spectrum IC3 plug. That said, guys, back to the actual Buckster. So this is a 1/14. They call it the Buckster. Just giving you a little walk around it here. I've got it up on my lowboy trailer I 3D printed and built out of a Tamiya trailer, flatbed trailer. But this thing has got some weight to it. I don't know the exact weight off the top of my head, but just lifting this up with one hand, I mean, it's got some stout to it. Definitely above the 5 to 7 pound range of weight. I'm not that weak, so I'm guessing it's more than 5 pounds. But it's up there. So you've got a metal bucket. You got metal forks here and here. All this is metal. Then you start getting into the plastic bits, so plastic body bits. The cab itself is metal, plastic bits all around it. It's kind of hard to see, but you do have a little bit of scale detail. You got a steering wheel, a dashboard, a seat. Good luck trying to fit any guys in there. It's gonna be hard to get in there. Little ladder here. All this is plastic back here. But that's okay. Even the bumper is plastic. You do have tail lights on each side, as well as lighting in the front, and I'll show you guys that momentarily. To turn it on with these trucks, you need to turn the truck on first. And actually, I'm just gonna set it down there in the garland. But you've got the battery tray here. There's a Phillips head. I recommend just removing that, throwing it out, because if you're in the field, you don't want to be jacking around with a Phillips head. And then it's just got this little switch here to just kind of flip it and pull it open. Pretty standard. And the battery fits in there nice and snug, but there's plenty of room for it. To turn it on, we flick this switch, and you'll see The lights are blinking, meaning it's in bind mode. So we'll go ahead and put it back on the trailer here. And we're gonna turn on our radio. And every time it starts up, it will start with the sound system turned on. So I'll show you guys that first, and then I'm gonna turn it off because I know it's annoying to hear my voice over this. So I'm gonna go on do the bucket control first. Pretty good, and then we got the tilt. And then we've got the steering left and right. You can see the turn signals there. And then we have the backwards and forward. So, all right, so to turn that off, guys, just push the sound button and back to quiet. I personally will run it like this most of the time, and you can see now it's actually completely manageable. It's a very loud speaker, I'll give them that. They did a good job with the loudness. Honestly, my other Hyuna plastic excavator is about the same. It's just as loud. I personally turn it off, but that's up to you. I think kids would love it turned on, but boy, oh boy, does that really get annoying after a while. Couple things on the radio, guys. I noticed mine has this light on and off, and even the manual that you get online, it says that it does something, but mine does the same thing no matter what. So maybe if you know, answer in the comments below. Oh, there's no manual. You don't get a manual in the box, or at least I didn't. Maybe because mine was broken open, but maybe just because of the way they ship it, but you can find it easily on their website. I did find, obviously, the button here is pretty self-explanatory for the sound. The lights, which doesn't seem to work. This is a dead switch. This is a dead switch. These are all dead. These are dead. Obviously, it's for other products in their portfolio that use the same radio, but those are all dead. The two switches that do work that are trimmer switches normally on a normal RC car or whatever airplane are these two. And these actually, not a lot of people talk about them, but these are actually to balance the forks left and right. So if I'm going up or down and I notice like this is pushing before the other one, you can actually trim it back into place because they're two separate units. So, you know, if it's twisting the whole fork going up, you can trim that one back down so that they are quote unquote balanced in the manual. So that's in your manual. Not a lot of guys talk about those. You know, I'm not going to show you how it works, but you get the point. If you need to, you can go up or down on these to balance out your fork so you're not getting a twist. Then you got your throttle control, your steering control on the same switch. All the bucket controls are over here. This is based on the V3, so a little faster steering. You saw it there, you know, pretty quick. Doesn't take all day to steer. You're definitely not going to turn on a dime, but you know, it is actually pretty nice to steer. And I'll show you guys steering pretty soon here when we get outside. I do notice the tires are very nice. These are nice, grippy, smooth yet tacky is the best way to describe it. They actually do have some bite. You can stick your fingernail into them pretty good. So I do like these tires. It doesn't quite feel like there's foam inside there, but it almost feels like because the sidewalls are so stiff. But not a lot of suspension, obviously zero suspension on something like this. But the tires themselves would be pretty nice. So I do like the quality of that, and the feel of this thing with the cold metal onto your hands is really nice. This kind of feels like a high-end toy, if you will. I wouldn't call it, you know, it's definitely not a hydraulic, all-metal, $4,000 front loader, but for less than 300 bucks, this is the best thing out on the market, to be honest. And I'm not a super expert on scale construction stuff, but for a front loader for that kind of money, if you're just getting into it and you want to have something cool on your flatbed trailer, your lowboy trailer, then this is kind of the way to go. So whether it's this scheme or the other branded versions of this, the Hyuna V3, there's one other one that I can't think of right now that's kind of white, but different brands. Really nice. So guys, I think that covers everything. Let's go outside and get it dirty. Once again, please make sure to like and subscribe. I've been trying to put out more videos lately, but just haven't been able to. Been so busy with actual radio control work over at Horizon. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Let's get outside and get in the dirt. All right, guys, we're out here in the backyard with the Laegendary Buckster. We've got a dirt pile over here, just kind of some torn up dirt that we just kicked up with a shovel. This is part of the lawn that is not growing, but I pulled the tree out last season. Right now, just kind of showing you the rear speed, and the reason I'm doing a voiceover right now is because what I was saying live was super windy. You could barely hear me. So give the forward speed there, the rear speed, and then I believe here we're going to show you the speed of the bucket going up and down, the boom itself, the bucket itself as well. I was driving this with one hand, so it kind of looks like I don't know what I'm doing, so I apologize for that. One of the first things you're going to notice is that the Legendary Buckster has sort of a, I would call it a problem with front wheel speed versus rear wheel speed. You'll notice it almost looks like it's front wheel drive here. As soon as it gets any sort of pressure on the fork or on the bucket, you notice it doesn't really dig that hard. So this is something that really bothered me about it. I do find it still fun to drive, but you do need to be mindful of that. I'm pretty sure with additional weight and maybe even some modifications in the rear, if this thing just had that same speed in the back as it does in the front, you'd have a huge difference. But here you can see grabbing a decent chunk of dirt. You still can dig with it. And again, this wasn't really kicked up dirt. I mean, I did kick it up with a shovel, but it's kind of clayey, a little heavy. Some of it's kind of wood chippy because that's where a tree was. But still a lot of fun. But again, that front wheel speed thing, you'll see it numerous times throughout this session. It does become a problem. The second thing that I didn't love was that you can tilt the bucket too far in the rear to drop dirt on top of the unit itself. I may show it here a little later. You'll see some dirt fall on top of the model. Not a big deal. There is a Shapeways extension arm that connects to the bucket on top that sort of prevents that and also gives you more dumping capability. But that's, like 15, 16 bucks on Shapeways. I'm even sure there's one on Thingiverse you could 3D print yourself. So you can kind of see that arm up top, that not the actuator arm, but the arm itself that is the kind of the coupling from the booms to the actual bucket. If you extend that out, it makes a huge difference. So it's one of the best mods you can do with this. I'll put a link in the description to the Shapeways one if you want to buy that. But here you can see grabbing a good chunk of dirt. It does a great job with that. It carries it at full tilt. Doesn't seem like it gets uneasy when you're all the way up in the air. And the only thing that you can see that bucket kind of shaking there, and right here, that's where that tip over is too great, or the angle is wrong there. But at max tilt, it's pretty good. I will say I wish I'd had more. And you can see that silver arm up top. That's the piece that you would extend or buy that Shapeways piece and make that larger. But you'll notice in a lot of dumps, you'll still have dirt in the bucket. But I got everything out on that time, so that's pretty good. Legendary claims that this thing has about 40 minutes of runtime. I wasn't able to do that. I kind of got bored, to be honest, not having anything to dump into or any really objective here. I just wanted to drive this in the backyard and show you guys it here. But again, that front wheel drive thing, it is four-wheel drive. All four wheels do turn, and I've seen numerous videos where the same exact characteristic is showing. It's not just me, so I didn't necessarily have a defective one. I just think that they either overgeared the front and undergeared the rear, or like overpowered the front and underpowered the rear. I'm not really sure yet without having to crack the unit open. But you can see there it's just spinning the front, and the rear would have pulled it out no problem. It's almost like the rear has like no power. So anyway, to me that's a major flaw. I did enjoy playing with it, but that really did bother me about it. So in my mind, in the Steve's RC way, I would certainly have completely modified the rear end there. And then this is just another clip with a different angle to kind of show you guys the close-up here. Again, same dirt pile, same unit here. We are just digging through, and you can kind of see again, once that front wheel get off the ground, it spins. So I'll let you just enjoy some of the digging here, and I'll stop the voiceover now. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate everyone that's been on this channel. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, and really looking forward to the future. I'm definitely almost done with a Laesu hydraulic forklift. So if you're interested in that, comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And guys, we will see you on the next one.